Hello, this is Archie Dunlop with Talking Astrology with Archie on Sunday, April the 23rd, 2023. Long ago, I did actually make decent money out of astrology. I was an astrologer for a cell phone company. It was contract work, and I produced daily horoscopes, daily text messages, daily voice messages, and I did it. I did it for 12 years, and it was quite an effort. I was always completely reliable. In 12 years, I don't think I missed a single day. I never needed anyone to stand in for me. And so it kind of got ingrained in my mind. Every evening I had to do a voice recording. Didn't matter what was going on, I had to do it. Now, I don't drink anymore, but I remember one day, completely blind drunk, and I still had to get to the phone and do my voice recordings. And so, as you might imagine, that kind of messed my brain up. I now dream about having to make that voice recording every day. I'm thinking, my God, I need to do that recording, and it kind of, my dream world has forgotten that I lost that job years and years ago, but it's still kind of there. So, in terms of this YouTube channel, which not many people visit, but I still need to put up a video every day. There's a kind of echo there that, I've got to put something up every single day. Of course, no one's paying me anything, so it's not a big deal if I miss it, but I shouldn't miss it. So I'm kind of reminded of that because I've just spent the last 7 hours tutoring, not astrology. I was actually tutoring statistics. So that was what I was doing over the last 7 hours, and I've got to spend tomorrow morning. I've got to pull weeds tomorrow morning, and I've got to get up at 7. In fact, probably get up at 6:15. So anyway, I'm rambling, but I do have to produce something. So don't expect this video to be that good. I'm not going to say anything wonderful. So as far as the day's astrology is concerned, let us look at what's going on today. The moon is now making an exact conjunction to Venus. There it is. There's the moon in Gemini. Venus is in Gemini. So I think overall this is good news. It's a great day for relationships. It's a great day for meeting people. It's a great day for being creative. It's a great day for having parties. Yeah, it's overall, I think it's a good day. So that's certainly good news. Also, you'll notice that Mercury is just separating from a sextile to Mars. So good day for communicating in a sort of animated kind of way. But I should have pointed out some days ago, Mercury is actually going retrograde. There you can see the R next to Mercury. Now, viewed from the point of view of the Sun, of course, Mercury is not going retrograde. Mercury never goes retrograde. But from the Earth's perspective, Mercury is going retrograde, and that means that communications could go all over the place for the next few weeks. We might make mistakes, and this is particularly if we're into astrology. I have a theory that Mercury retrograde is more traumatic and more dramatic for astrologers and people who believe in astrology than for ordinary people out there who take the view that astrology is nonsense. If you believe astrology is nonsense, if you don't accept it, then probably Mercury retrograde is just not going to affect you. So if you're afraid of Mercury retrograde, then the best thing to do is convince yourself that astrology doesn't work. So that is something to consider. Also, there is a hypothetical planet called Poseidon. It's the furthest out of the hypothetical planets. It has the I don't know how long it takes to, in theory, go around the sun. Of course, it doesn't exist, so it can't possibly go around the sun. But Mercury is exactly opposition Poseidon. There's Mercury, there's Poseidon. See, Mercury is at 1522 Taurus, Poseidon is at 1523 Scorpio. So, in a negative sense, Mercury Poseidon is going to make us very confused. We'll believe things we shouldn't believe. We'll make errors of judgment, not least because Mercury is retrograde, but Poseidon will have an impact on that. But on a positive note, Poseidon is quite a spiritual energy, and so we should perhaps listen to our dreams, get into the vibes, get into our sensitivities, see if we can articulate what we feel. But with an open mind. It's possible we're deluding ourselves, but it's also possible that we're discovering something really special. Now, as far as parties are concerned, yes, it is a good day for having parties, but Saturn is aspecting the Mars-Jupiter midpoint. So, Mars-Jupiter is about wild energy, and Saturn is about restraint. So, if you push things too far, you're going to get into trouble. So if you go to a party or you're having a party, don't make too much noise. Don't allow things to escalate too much, because if you do, there's going to be an opposite reaction, and that's Saturn on the Mars-Saturn midpoint, just suddenly finding there's pushback on what we do. So, keep it cool. Don't go over the top. Now, as far as my forecasts of the 12 signs are concerned, as you might have noticed in the past, I've always written them out beforehand. So I've looked down at a book, come up, look down. I haven't written anything down, so I'm going to be a bit more disjointed. So as far as Aries is concerned, 5 stars. There's a moon. There's a Moon-Venus conjunction. Venus is your relationship ruler, so relationships are going to go really well today. And at the same time, with Mercury making a favourable aspect to Mars, your communication skills are going to be absolutely great. Taurus, that Moon-Venus conjunction is in your star sign, so this is a time when you can be sympathetic and sensitive, and you can get people to like you. Gemini, I think Gemini, you are confused. Don't make decisions. Don't do anything important. Mercury, your ruler, is going retrograde. It's opposition Poseidon. You're in no fit state to be making important decisions. So just, maybe stay at home, get into spiritual stuff, but just don't do anything. Just don't do anything major. Don't make any financial commitments, etc. Cancer, Moon, your ruler, is making a conjunction to Venus in Taurus. Absolutely brilliant. So, great day for going to parties. You're going to be lucky. You're going to be attractive. You're going to be sensual. Everything's going to go your way. Leo, it's a Sunday, but if you are working today, if you happen to be working, doing anything to do with business, I think it's going to be great. It's a good time to be reaching out, new business contacts, new partnerships. So don't just stay at home doing nothing. Reach out to people. Your friends can be useful. You can, and of course, being a Leo, you can get a lot of favourable attention. And as we know, Leos like favourable attention. Virgo, going to be a bit like Gemini. Don't do anything too dramatic. Like Gemini, you might want to get spiritual, but from a business point of view, the Moon and Venus are in a traditional career sector of your solar chart, to use the jargon. So, good time for making new contacts. Libra, well, Moon makes a conjunction to Venus, your ruling planet. So I'm thinking that it is going to be a good day, but don't make commitments, and consider that things are more complicated than they appear on the surface. Scorpio, well, relationships go well because Venus is your ruler, Moon is conjunct Venus. But on the other hand, when it comes to money, that kind of thing, people are going to be devious. Maybe you're being devious as well. So don't take things at face value. Sagittarius, Moon Venus is in Gemini, your opposite sign, so it's going to be great day for relationships. Yeah, you can meet, and you can also meet some interesting people. But if you're already in a relationship, you may start to see that your partner is actually quite confused. There are certain things they don't understand. So maybe you need to put them right on a couple of matters. Capricorn, well, I know you're a disciplined, organised Capricorn, but I think there are certain things in your life that are a bit of a mess and need to be sorted out. And because it's a Sunday, well, everything is a bit slow. Now's the time to get things back on the rails. Aquarius, yeah, it's a fun day, no doubt about it. Enjoy yourself, but do something very individual. Don't follow the crowd. Be a leader rather than a follower. And finally, Pisces, probably a stay-at-home type of day. But I don't mean that in a negative sense. Yeah, when you're at home, you can really enjoy yourself. So that's probably the kind of day it's going to be. Now, as far as the I Ching is concerned, I cast my coins, and it's a bit difficult. The first hexagram I got was number 6, which is conflict. There are people you do not get on with. There's people we don't get on with. And, we do have to accept that. So what do you do when you don't get on with people? Well, probably the best advice, at least to begin with, is to just drop it. You don't have to get involved. Yeah, you and someone else might have a disagreement, but does that mean you have to make a big fight about it? I suspect not. However, if you really insist on a conflict, if you really want a battle, then sooner or later you're going to find that you're actually the one who's in the stronger position. Does that mean you should push forward with your advantage? I don't think so. I think just because you're in a strong position doesn't mean that you have to have a fight, doesn't mean you have to win. Your opponent, just perhaps needs sympathy, and perhaps you need to give them a chance rather than roll them over. So you need to do what is right. And if you really, really insist on having a fight, then maybe you should consider that someone else out there is wiser than you, and they can mediate the conflict and can sort out some form of compromise. And then this hexagram 6, the conflict moves. It moves to hexagram number 41, decrease. And I think that's telling you, what is the point? Decrease is about something goes and you benefit. Sometimes, it's like, it's often said that if you're feeling poor, the best way to deal with poverty when you're feeling poor, maybe give some money to a beggar, because that creates good karma. Give something up. Don't pursue the battle. Concede you're wrong, even if you know you're right. Doing something like that is just going to create amazingly good karma for yourself. So give that some thought. Anyway, it's a Sunday. Is there so much that can be achieved? And is there so much that's worth fighting for? Anyway, that's all I'm going to say for today, and I will talk to you tomorrow.